Hi everybody, this is Vanessa Gertman from AlpusCasts. Today, I'm going to walk you through the installation and setup process for your first Alpus app on Windows. We're going to start by installing the Windows subsystem for Linux. After we have that, we'll be able to install SDKman, Java, Gradle, and then we'll be able to initialize our first Alpus app. So let's get started. Since we're on Windows, we need to start by installing the WSL, which is that Windows subsystem for Linux. Basically, Windows subsystem for Linux lets you run Linux command line tools alongside your Windows environment. It's a lot easier than having to install a VM, and you can still use all your other Windows tools that you like. We're going to go with that today. Windows has all the documentation on how to actually install this, so I'm going to go through this tutorial actually. Alright, so I'm going to open PowerShell. As an administrator, then enter that command from the documentation. In order to finish this, you're going to have to restart your computer, so I'm going to go ahead and do that now. My computer's restarted and I'm back on that documentation page, so let's go on to the next step. There's a couple different options of how you can actually download and install WSL. I'm going to go with the first one, which is just getting it from the store. Okay, I'm going to go with Ubuntu, but you can pick whichever is your favorite Linux distribution. Okay, great. So now I'm going to go ahead and launch this. Okay, so now I get to pick my Unix username. And you get to pick a password. Great, now I can actually close this window, this terminal. Close off this. And if I open up PowerShell and type WSL, you can see I can now actually use Linux commands in here, like vim, for instance, ls, pwd, all those fun things. So let's go back to the Alpus documentation for our next step. Okay, so now we've met this prereq of having WSL installed. So now we'll go down to the setup instructions and we're going to be able to get SDKman. So I'm going to copy this command. Now we have curl. Okay, so it looks like we have an error, which is just that we're missing unzip. And if we're missing unzip, we're probably also missing zip. So we're going to be doing a sudo apt get install zip and unzip. Okay, great. So now we have those two requirements that I know SDKman needs. I'm going to try and run that command again. Awesome. So this is getting a lot further. It worked. Now we'll go to our next step, which is to source this SDKman script. And then the next step is just to make sure that SDKman is configured correctly by running SDK version. So we're going to do that. Awesome, looks good. We've got SDKman installed, so now we can actually get Java. We're going to go with 9:07 as of the time of this recording. And I know we're also going to need Gradle, so let's get that. Awesome, Java's installed. Now for Gradle. Okay, let's see what's next. Okay, so now we've completed the setup, we can move on to the installation. So the way that you make a new Alpus app is you're going to be starting from a template on GitHub. So there's a repo already ready for you to do that. So let's check that out. And there's this handy green button. We're going to use this template. You're going to get to pick a name. I'm going to go with Windows To Do. Okay, great. So the project's initialized. Let's go ahead and clone it. So I'm going to do a git clone. Awesome. Now we'll go into the repo. I'm going to do an ls-l to see what the state of everything is in here. So you can see I've got this Alpus script, and that needs to be executable because we're going to use this as a command. It looks like when I cloned, just because of the WSL, it seems like everything was made executable, so I don't actually have to change that, but if you're looking at the instructions, they mention changing it. Okay, so now we're going to initialize our project with Alpus. And you have to pick your package name. So I'm going to do com.fox.windows to-do list. Alright, and this is just going to take a minute while Alpus is setting everything up. It's going to be copying your env file and lots of awesome things.
Okay, awesome. The app is initialized. You can see from the output that Alpus did a few things when you called that init. So made sure that you had the right Java version, copied your env file from the example, made an app key for you to use, and then started actually building the app. So now, if we go back to the instructions, you can see we're ready to do an Alpus serve. Okay, so it says it's available. Let's go check it out. And there you go, your first Alpus app on Windows using WSL. This was Vanessa Gertman from AlpusCast. Thanks everybody for watching. I'll catch you next time.